All right, NBL, welcome back here to the Extra Point Podcast, episode number 13. As usual, I'm your host, Tom, and I'm my co-host here, Project Fat. And let's get right into talking about some teams. This year, there's two teams that are really catching my attention, and I believe catching your attention as well in the NFC, and that's the Eagles and the Seahawks. I think the Eagles are playing phenomenal football right now, and they're just dominating everyone. They just got done a very defensive battle against the Panthers, just won 7-6. Big game for them, big win against a very tough team. And the Seahawks are also 5-0, had a big win against their division rival 49ers, and a couple of big wins throughout the season. Do you see either of these teams possibly being an early season Super Bowl prediction?
I definitely think so. With how they're playing so far, the thing that's most impressive to me of the two teams would have to be the Eagles. They lost Sam Bradford a couple weeks ago to injury for a while, and then they just lost to Marco Murray as well. And they're still finding ways to win. And Zach Ertz is still out, also on that team. So they've been going through a lot, had a lot of injuries, and they're still finding ways to win. So that's really really impressive to me. 6-0, doing really really well within that division. But I think of the two, like I said, I think the Eagles are the most impressive one to me right now. But talking about the Seahawks a little bit, same thing. They had a pretty good season last year as well, but right now they just they've come out hot. Also playing really well. They have their rookie receiver, Lecarius Hole, who's given to that team a little bit, helping them out in the passing game. Which is good as well. And then Marshawn Lynch once again being really good in the running game. But yeah, both teams doing awesome. I think the big thing for them is especially the Seahawks, the defense is playing really, really well. They're top two in every single category, if not better, if not first. Both teams playing really well. But I think the Eagles with those injuries are most impressive to me right now.
Yeah, and being in the Eagles division, it's a little easier for me to speak on their behalf here since I get to play them twice a season, and through watching their games so far this season, they've just been playing next level. They're able to adapt to every opponent that they play, and like you said with the injuries, Bradford going down, I believe 2 weeks ago, and had his rookie quarterback come in, and he's still able to win with the rookie, and then back in week week 2 when Zach Ertz went down, leading receiving target for the team, and they're still able to win with that. And now Murray just went down this past week, so we'll see how it goes, down the stretch here with the backup running back and backup quarterback and a backup tight end. They should be getting their guys back soon, and let's see if they can keep their winning ways. And on the other side, though, the downfall of TFA and the Browns is just unbelievable. Like, ever since he lost that game to Tauts and his Dolphins,
I will remember you. Will you remember me?
it has just been complete 180 from the success he was having last season. The team is just in shambles right now. They can't seem to do anything. They can't win a game. They literally cannot buy themselves a win. Is there anything you think that is causing this kind of downward spiral for them?
Simply, when you lose to Tout, not only did he lose to Tout, but he lost in a pretty mean fashion as well. I think that might be a big part of it, but no, but in all seriousness, I don't know, man. It's a little weird. It's one of those things. They're not just losing. They came out impressive week 1, putting a good victory on the Patriots, and just since then they just haven't been the same team. They've lost some close ones within the division as well. They've lost 3 of the last 4 have been within the division. So they really have a tough hill to climb at this point in time. But like you said, just I think ever since that game against the Dolphins, whatever it was, messed with their head a little bit, got into TFA's head, and he just can't seem to get it back together and put some wins on the board. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be to see. But like I said, they just lost to the Steelers again, and they're getting ready to come up on a bye week, and then they'll be back home against the Ravens. So, like I said, it'll be interesting. They have a ways to go, but I don't know. We'll see. It's only time will tell.
Yeah, and the thing that I have to contribute to mostly to their downward spiral is the defense. Offensively speaking, they're really not that bad. They're middle of the pack, if not a little higher on the totem pole than that offensively for points scored and yardage. They're really not doing that bad. It's uh, typical of a TFA coach team, and they're right around that area, but what's killing them is the defense. They're just 31st in points allowed, 32nd in yards allowed, 31st in pass yards allowed. They're just getting destroyed defensively. He can't stop anyone. People are putting up points on him every single game, and he doesn't have the high-powered offense that's able to compete with that. He's still got Manziel at quarterback, who's not a terrible quarterback, but he's not a superstar either. And he's got Duke Johnson running back, and he doesn't really have that great of a receiving core behind Josh Gordon. So he doesn't have the firepower to keep up with the defense that's lacking for him there.
And just to touch on that again real quick, the crazy thing to me is if I remember correctly, TFA traded a lot of his picks in the draft this year, and I remember quoting him on saying that he doesn't have many holes to fill, especially on his defensive side of the ball. He feels really comfortable with what they're doing, and I think maybe that might have been a little quick to say that, but because like you said, their defense is really struggling, and I mean that's the area I remember him talking about that he felt was stellar for them, and that's what's letting him down right now. So kind of interesting, with that happening and how that developed. They gave away all their draft picks, felt comfortable on the defensive side of the ball, and now they're struggling there. So
Yeah, and you really it's exactly opposite of what he said. No holes to fill. Defense is great, and it's the exact opposite. Actually, if you go back to this point last season, they had a complete opposite record going into their bye. They were 5-2 going into their bye, and the defense was leading the way, as TFA stated himself. And it's just not the same at all this year. So maybe if he turns it around, he might be able to sneak into the playoffs somehow. But unfortunately, I don't see it happening for him at this point in the season. Anyway, let's go ahead, get you guys the second episode of Tauts Take here, and let's hear what he has to say about some teams around the league.
Alright everyone, welcome to the second episode of Tauts Take. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the potential division winners and also predicting the playoff picture. So let's jump into it, shall we? So we're going to start off with the AFC South. What a division this year. We have the Titans at 4-2, Jacksonville 3-2, Indianapolis 3-3, and don't get me started about the other team, Houston. We have a problem. They can't do shit. I mean, I just kicked their asses. I mean, not literally, but we won a close game in the fourth quarter, but they can't stop anything on offense or defense. So I feel bad for them. They need a lot of help. Anyway, but Tennessee's at 4-2, so right now they're in the lead, and I really don't know. I mean, N-Train is a great owner, but I really like the Jacksonville Jaguars this year, and the new owner JY. I think he really can put some momentum into that team and overtake the Titans in the long run. So I'm going to go with Jacksonville winning the division. So let's go to the AFC North and the so-called Sonny's division, except I don't see Sonny at the top of the leaderboard in this division. Right now it's the 5-1 Ravens, the 5-1 Steelers, and then you have Sonny Cincinnati Bengals at 3-3. And then here we go. We have the 2-5 Cleveland Browns. Now, some of you guys may know TFA as Tauts Bitch.
I will remember you. Will you remember me?
Because after what I did to him week 2, he is a complete bitch. The fact that he is still in this chat is unbelievable to me. I thought he would run away. I mean, anyone that loses that badly to Taut, not even lose it, gets annihilated by Taut that badly, should just quit. He should quit Madden. That's just embarrassing. I mean, if you want an example of someone that deserves that, it's Poseidon Chaos. I mean, that guy couldn't do shit against anyone. That's what TFA was against me. But anyway, so we have, well, both these teams, the Ravens and Steelers, that is, are probably going to make the playoffs, but who's going to win the division? You know, both of them are really good, but I'm going to give the edge to Lip in this one just because he has the big game experience besides playing in the Super Bowl. I think he's going to, in the later part of the season, he's going to make a run, and I think VZ's going to lose a couple games, and that's going to make the difference. So let's go to the AFC West. This is a horrible division. Somehow you're letting Backley at 4-1 be the division leader. I mean, that's horrible. And then you got Kansas City at 3-3, and then Oakland Failures at 1-5, and the San Diego Chargers at 0-5. What the fuck is wrong with this division? This is like, this is worse than the AFC South last year was. I don't even know what to say. I mean, it's obvious that Denver's going to win the division this year. I can't even say anything about this division. This is too embarrassing. All right, let's go on. So in the AFC East, this is my division, of course, but we have Buffalo leading at, well, not leading anymore. They are now tied with the New England Patriots. Both teams sit at 4-2. We have a big game this week against the Patriots. Hopefully we can do something against them. Anyway, I'm going to go. You know what? I hate to do this. I really hate to do this, but I'm going to say Buffalo's going to win this division, and it's going to be interesting because I think the 6th seed is actually going to come from this division. But hey, we'll come back to that later. So now the NFC. Let's start with the NFC South, shall we? So Carolina is having a great season, 4-1. Cam Newton looking like a possible MVP candidate, playing unbelievable. At this point, I think he only had one interception. And after that, you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are doing pretty good this season at 3-3. Atlanta at 2-4, which is pretty embarrassing since they are the Super Bowl champions. And then the ever bad New Orleans Saints. I mean, that team is worse than I was last year. You have you just I don't know what to say about that team. You can't do shit on offense. You can't do shit on defense. You can't play shit. You can't do shit. You should just get the fuck out of this league if you can't do shit, dude. I'm joking. You're a great owner, but man, you need to improve your gameplay, man. Anyway, we're gonna go with Carolina winning this, and I'm gonna go an early season MVP vote. I'm gonna say Cam Newton's gonna win the MVP. So the NFC North. You got the Dictator Bomber at 4-1. You have the surprise of one of the surprises of the season, actually, Green Bay Packers at 3-3. You got the Vikings at 3-3, and no surprise here, you got the crappy ass Chicago Bears at 0-6. Don't know what to say about that. I'm not even going to talk about them. They're so bad. Anyway, you know, I want to say Green Bay is going to win, but I can't do that with Bomber in the division, so I think this is obvious. Bomber is going to win the division and possibly represent them in the NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl. Anyway, so let's go to the West. You got the Seattle Laggers at 5-0. You have the San Francisco 49ers at 4-1, St. Louis at 2-3, and Arizona at 0-5. You know, I'm kind of shocked that Arizona's 0-5. I mean, Play is a great player. I'm a great Madden player. He's always been great competition. I thought he had a chance of winning the division, so this is just a shock to me. But St. Louis being 2-3, no competition there. But this race actually is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I thought San Francisco was going to be the obvious 2 seed and Seattle the obvious 1. But San Francisco had 1 game back. So, but in the end, the Lag is always going to win, and Seattle's going to win the division. And I think the 49ers are probably going to get a spot in the wild card, but we'll get to that. And then finally, the NFC East. This is a great division this year. You have the Philadelphia Eagles, undefeated, 6-0. The New York Giants following that up, congratulations, Tom, with 5-1. And then you got the Dallas Cheaters at 2-4, and the Washington Suckers at 2-4. So I'm not going to talk about Washington. They're bad this year. Who cares about them? They're just another team. The Cheaters, they got what they deserve. They don't deserve to win. They're cheaters. The Giants, congratulations, Tom. You're actually having a good season. About time you did this. I don't know what to say besides the fact that you're probably going to get a spot unless you don't collapse like you normally do down the stretch. But hey, congratulations. And then the obvious division winner is the Eagles. I mean, they've just been playing unbelievable damn ball. This is football at its finest. I mean, I think he's a possible Super Bowl winner right now. He's playing unbelievable. He deserves it. I mean, it's been a long time since he's done anything meaningful for the league in terms of winning games, so he deserves this. Alright, guys, so let's go right into the playoff picture. So in the AFC, the 4 division winners, we have, I'm going to go in by order. In the number 1 seed, I'm going to go with Pittsburgh. And the number 2 seed, sadly, the Denver Broncos. The number 3 seed, we're going to go with the Bills. And the number 4 seed, we're going to go with Jacksonville. For the number 5 seed, we're going to go with... We're going to go with Baltimore. And the 6th seed, this is going to be interesting. I want to put myself in this conversation, so I am. I'm going to say it's either going to be between me, New England, or Tennessee. And I don't see Tennessee doing shit down the stretch. And I also see the Patriots collapsing. So hell, I'm putting this out right now. I'm going to be the 6th seed. And transitioning to the NFC. Alright, this is going to be a lot harder. So, number 1 seed is going to be Philadelphia. The number 2 seed, we're going to go Detroit. The 3 seed, we're going to go Carolina. The 4 seed, we're going to go Seattle. The 5 seed, we're going to go the Giants. And then the 6 seed is going to be a toss-up between the Vikings and the 49ers. I'm going to go with the Vikings on this one just because I don't think Fat Five Freddy's going to be able to sustain the somewhat of a success he's having right now. I mean, he wasn't doing shit earlier this year, but now he's playing a little bit better. So, I think he'll go 8-8, but the Vikings, I'm going to peg them in for the playoffs as the 6th seed. Alright, guys. Well, thank you all for listening in, but before I go, I have to do one more thing here. I just got to reiterate something. TFA, you're a good Madden player. But good Madden players don't get beaten, well, not even beaten, destroyed by Tauts. So now, TFA, you have the new title. Well, at least, actually, no. You know what, let me take that back. I have a new title. I'm not going to give you a title. You don't deserve a title after what I did to you. My new title is the TFA Crusher.
I will remember you. Will you remember me?
Yes, TFA. So if you want to still show your face around here, congratulations. I'm going to be shocked if you do. Because, man, oh man, you got destroyed. You and a shitty-ass Cleveland fucking... Oh, wait, no, the Cavaliers can actually win something. I was about to say them. No, not the Cavaliers. The shithole Browns. Come on, man, do something right. Alright, guys, well, thank you for listening in. And, as always, I'm Todd, and I'm looking forward to episode 3. Adios, guys.
Alright, guys, well, that's what Tauts' take is on the league, who he thinks is going to win each division and who's going to be the schmuck of each division. And that's going to be all the time we have here, though. So once again, I thank everyone for tuning in to our Extra Point podcast, and we'll be back again next week for episode number 14. Have a good one, guys.